Okay, now I can start. Sherry. Hello everyone. Hope you all are doing well and everyone had a great weekend. This is Hetangi. I'm a qualified education consultant from Aussizz Group. I have a 7 year of experience in this industry. Today we will talk about student visa conditions. Let me share my screen. I hope you all are seeing my screen. Just a second. Okay. In today's session, we will talk about student visa conditions, which are very important for all the students. Student has to maintain all the conditions which they will get in their visa grant. Before we jump into the student visa conditions, Bachiter will give us a brief overview about the Aussizz Group.
Hello, everybody. This is Bachiter Singh Sandhu. I'm working with Aussizz Group, and Aussizz Group has been in the industry for last 14 years, and they cater to all the services required by international community to settle in Australia, right from admissions through to citizenship services. Over the duration of these 14 years, they have developed several products to help the clients, manage the migration pathway easily. For example, PT tutorials and IELTS tutorials for coaching, CCL tutorials for NATI coaching, professional year services, and most importantly, Aussizz. Aussizz is an app developed by Aussizz that can help people gather migration information easily.
Okay, thank you, Bachiter. So this is a one-stop solutions. If you are looking for education to tailor migration service, you can connect with the Aussizz Group. Now, let's start with these are the student visa conditions, like the work limitation. You have to maintain your work limitation condition. You have to meet the course requirement. You have to maintain your health insurance. If you are under 18 student, then definitely you have to maintain your welfare arrangement until you turn 18. And you have to inform your address to your current provider. If you are changing any school or any college, then definitely you have to inform your current provider about those changes. So these are the conditions, these conditions which likely to be attached in your visa grant letter. The reason we are doing today's session is that it is a student responsibility to comply with all these conditions. And if they are not maintaining any condition, if they are breaching any visa condition, it could lead to a visa cancellation. So student must maintain all these conditions. Now, this is the first condition, 8104, 8105, a work limitation. Means you and your family member cannot work in Australia before your course start, unless you were on a visa that allow you to work. Means, let's say if you are came here first time on a student visa, in that case, you cannot engage in a work. You must not engage in a work until you start your course. But let's say if you are holding a 485 visa or a 408 visa previously in Australia, and now you are changing your course, like now you are changing your visa like 485 to a student, in that case, this condition does not apply. Second thing, you also cannot work more than 48 hours fortnight when your course of study or training is in session. Means if you are holding a student visa, then definitely you are not allowed to work more than 48 hours fortnight during your term or training in session. A fortnight means a period of 14 days starting on Monday. But during your study break, during your term break, this condition does not apply. Means during your term break, you are allowed to work more than 48 hours. But during your training or study in session, you must comply with these two conditions. The 48 hours a fortnight work limit does not apply if you engage in a work that was specified as a requirement of the course when the course particular were entered into the CRI course. That means, let's say your work placement or any training which is a part of your study. In that case, this condition does not apply. Let's say if you are holding a student visa granted in relation to a master degree by research or a doctoral degree, and you have commenced your course, in that case, this condition does not apply. Means if you have a visa for master degree by coursework, and if you are doing a doctoral degree, if you are doing a PhD course in Australia, in that case, you are allowed to work more than 48 hours. The next one is a family member of the student visa holder who have started studying a master degree or a doctoral degree can work unrestricted hours. Means if you are holding a visa for master to a doctoral degree, in that case, your dependent, your spouse can work unrestricted hours.
No, Hetangi, I have this one question. What if a student is studying graduate diploma?
Okay.
And his course will lead to masters by coursework? Can his family members work full time?
Yeah, if the applicant have a visa for the master degree by the coursework, in that case, the dependent can work full time. But again, student has to maintain because the student is holding a master degree visa for the master degree by coursework, so they have to maintain 48 hours fortnight conditions. But let's say if the student have a visa for a master degree by research or the PhD one, in that case, applicant and the dependent both can work unrestricted hours. So this condition does not apply for the PhD student and the research one if the student is doing that courses. I hope it's clear. If you have any questions related to work limitation, you can put your queries in the comment section. The next requirement is 8202, meet the course requirement. Again, this is a very, very important condition for all the student visa holder. This condition requires that student maintain enrollment in a registered course that is the same AQF level or higher, the course for which they were granted their visa. That means here I have put a picture of AQF levels. Let's say if you are holding a visa, if you have a visa for diploma leading to advanced diploma, and now you are planning to change your study from AQF level 6 to AQF level 7, in that case, you don't need to lodge a new visa. You can study on the same visa. But if a student change to a lower AQF level course or a non-AQF award course, they need to apply for a new student visa. Doesn't matter they are changing this course with the same education provider or the different. That means, let's say if a student is holding a visa for the AQF level 7 and now they are planning to change for level 2, like they want to do a certificate 3 or any certificate 4 course or diploma, leads to diploma. In that case, they have to lodge a new visa. They are not allowed to do a course on the same visa. The only exception is that a student does not need to apply for a new visa if they change from an AQF level 10 to AQF level 9. So let's say the student have a visa for the AQF level 10 and now he's planning to change from AQF level 9. In that case, they don't need to lodge a new visa. They can study on the same visa grant.
What if a student is studying, let's suppose, masters in IT and wants to study Master of Accounting at some other university?
Okay, so here I have mentioned a few examples. Let's say the student wants to change with the same AQF level, like AQF level 9 to AQF level 9. In that case, they don't need to lodge a new visa. Let's say the student is currently doing any bachelor degree and they want to change bachelor to bachelor. They don't need to lodge a new visa. Same with if the student is studying a bachelor degree like AQF level 7 at the university and now they want to transfer to a diploma at the same university or the college, they have to lodge a visa. They are not allowed to study on the same visa. If the student is studying a master degree, AQF level 9, and now they want to transfer to a diploma degree, in that case, they have to lodge a new visa. Again, they are not allowed to study. But if student is doing AQF level, like they are doing AQF level 5 or 6, but they want to study a higher level. In that case, they are allowed to study on the same visa. But if they want to downgrade their course, in that case, student must lodge a new visa. They are not allowed to study the course on the same visa grant. If student is not like comply with this condition, again, it could lead to a visa cancellation. So please maintain your AQF level for which your visa was granted. If you want to change your AQF level, then again, just check the conditions. The next one is 8201, maximum 3 months of study. This condition most likely to be attached with your dependent visa grant later. So the family member, while in Australia, you must not engage for more than 3 months in any study or the training. So let's say if you're dependent, they want to study more than 3 months of duration of course, or they want to engage in any training, which is again more than 3 months of the duration, they have to lodge a new visa. They are not allowed to engage in any work or in any study which has a duration for more than 3 months. The next condition, 8202, no study change in a critical technology. This condition means if you are planning to change your course in a critical technology, in that case, you are not allowed to change without the approval of Minister for Home Affairs. Bachiter, could you please give some insights on this condition?
Yes, Hetangi. This condition is will become active once the critical technologies are specified by the department. As of now, there are no critical technologies specified, so students do not have to comply with this condition. However, in future, if the critical technologies are specified, whoever has this condition attached to their visa will have to comply with that condition.
Okay, so currently this condition is not
applicable.
Okay. The next one is 8501, maintain your health insurance. So if you are holding a student visa, then definitely you and your partner are dependent when you both have to maintain adequate health insurance for the whole of your stay in Australia.
In case of student visas, this will be overseas student health cover, which you have to buy before you lodge your student visa for the entire duration of your proposed visa.
For the dependent and the main applicant both.
Yeah.
Thank you. The next one is 8516, must maintain eligibility. Again, you must continue to satisfy the criteria for the grant of your visa. And again, you must comply with all the conditions on your visa. If student is not maintaining the student visa condition, if they're breaching any visa condition, then again, it could lead to a visa cancellation. So it is a student responsibility to comply with all the conditions. If they are not, then it could be risky for them. The next one is 8533. Inform your address to a provider. So let's say you must inform about your residential address within 7 days of arriving in Australia. When your visa was granted, that time, if you are outside of Australia, it is your responsibility to inform your residential address to your provider. Let's say if you are in Australia and if you are changing your residential address, then again within 7 days, you have to inform about your residential address to your current provider. And this is the last one, which is a very, very most important conditions, like you must inform your current education provider. If you are changing any college or any university, once you get the COE from the new provider, in that case, within 7 days of time, you have to inform about your new COE to your current provider. There are students, like if you are not informing about the new COE to your current provider, then again, you are breaching the student visa condition. So it is your responsibility to inform if you are changing any college, if you are taking admission in university within 7 days, just inform the current provider. The next condition is 8517, maintain education for your dependent. This condition means you must maintain adequate arrangement for the education of your school-age dependent who are in Australia for more than 3 months as a dependent on your visa. This condition means if you want to bring your child in Australia, if your child is in Australia and if they want to stay in Australia for more than 3 months of time, and if your child age is about 5 years of age and under 18, in that case, you have to make a school arrangement for your children. Your child, like without admission, they can't stay. But yes, if they want to stay less than 3 months, then you don't need to make any arrangement for the school. The next condition is 8532, under 18 approved welfare. This is again a very important condition for the student who are under 18. So if you are a younger than 18 years of age, you must have accommodation and support, and your welfare arrangement must be maintained for your duration. Means until you turn 18, you have to maintain all this arrangement. To maintain your welfare arrangement, you must stay in Australia with your parents or the legal custodian, first thing. If you don't want to like stay with your parents, like you don't want to apply for as a legal guardian, you don't want to stay with your parents, in that case, a relative who has been nominated by your parents or the custodian who is aged over 21 and definitely with a good character. So the relative who has been nominated by your parents, then and then you can stay with them until you turn 18. And the last one, have accommodation, support, and general welfare arrangement in a place that have been approved by your education provider. So if you want to stay with a welfare arrangement, the provider will approved by your education provider. You must not change your arrangement without the written approval of your education provider. That means if you want to change your if you want to change your arrangement, then written approval is required from your education provider until you turn 18. And the last one, if your welfare arrangement are approved by your education provider, you must not travel to Australia until your welfare arrangements start. That means, let's say your visa was granted on 1st of October and your welfare arrangement will start on 1st of October. In that case, you cannot travel until 1st of October. So if you are arriving in Australia on 1st of October or after 1st of October, it would be fine. But before that, you can't. So you must inform education provider about your travel arrangement also. Apart from this, the student visa conditions, a few things which I need to discuss with you, like which are again a very important things for the international students. So let's say when you get your visa, the first thing which comes into your mind is definitely accommodation, right? So once you get the visa for the accommodation, you can approach your university or the college for the initial stage of accommodation. But yes, if you are under 18 student, in that case, you have to stay with the approved provider until you turn 18. But in rest of the case, if you are younger than 18 years of age, in that case, you have to fulfill that condition. But apart from this, you can approach your university. If you have any relative or friends in Australia, you can approach them for the initial stage of accommodation. And there are certain platforms like on a Facebook, you can search a marketplace or a Gumtree for the accommodation purpose. For the rented and the shared accommodation, you can find accommodation through this portal.
Another thing that is very important to consider for international students is to check the driving license requirements for the state you are entering in Australia. Different states have different requirements, and you can only drive on your international driving license for a certain period of time, depending upon the country you're from. So this is something that you should check.
Okay, and again, the main thing, when you came here, please prepare your resume and CV to apply for a job. You can find a job on a different platform like a Seek or a LinkedIn or the Indeed.com. Just go through this portal and apply for the jobs.
But before you apply for the jobs, it is very important to get a tax file number and bank account ready with you. So I would recommend the day you arrive here, you should apply for your TFN or ABN, whatever your choice. And you can do this online on the government's website, and it's a simple process.
Okay, thank you. And the last one, please inform whenever you are arriving in Australia, please connect with your health insurance provider and let them know, like, update your residential address and get your health insurance card. Apart from this, we are getting inquiries, like some students are asking, if they have ABN or the TFN, can they work more than 48 hours? Like some student asking, can we work 24 hours or 48 hours on TFN and more than hours on ABN? No, you can't. On student visa, you can work only 48 hours fortnight. Doesn't matter if you have a TFN or ABN. You can work only 48 hours fortnight. But yes, during your term break, you are allowed to work full time. But when your term is in session, you are not allowed to work more than 48 hours. Just a second, let me check if I even have get any question.
Okay.
Working as a
Parole officer
parole
full-time.
officer full time.
While doing Bachelor of Social Work, this is all good. I don't understand what the question is here. I mean, if you're an international student, you cannot work full-time. You'll have to maintain your student visa condition. That is, you can work only 48 hours a fortnight.
Yeah, on student visa, you are not allowed to work more than 48 hours fortnight. But as per the department new update, like if you are working in aged care before 9th of May, in that case, students are allowed to work on restricted hours until the December, but not for the other field. Every student has to maintain 48 hours fortnight work limit. If you have any questions, you can put it down your queries in the comment sections and
Or you can contact us.
yeah. Let me clear the two conditions again, which are very, very, very important. The work limitation, again, I'm giving you the brief about the work limitation. If you're holding a student visa, you are not allowed to work more than 48 hours fortnight. Yes, during your term break, you are allowed to work more than 48 hours. If you are doing a doctoral degree or the master degree by coursework, in that case, this condition does not apply. Means you are allowed to work more than 48 hours. And for your dependent one, let's say if you're holding a visa for the bachelor, and if you want to bring your partner from overseas, if you have a visa for the bachelor degree, again, your spouse cannot work full-time, you both can work 48 hours fortnight. But if you are doing a course which is AQF level 9, if you're doing a master degree course, in that case, you can work 48 hours, but your partner can work unrestricted hours. So for the master degree by research and the PhD one, work restriction will not apply. Rest of the, if you're doing any other courses, then again, work restriction will apply. The second condition, you have to meet the course requirement, which is again very important because when students are planning to change their course, like from bachelor to a downgrade one, again, they have to lodge a new visa. But if the student have a visa for the diploma and advanced diploma course, and now they want to, let's say the student have a visa for the diploma leading to advanced diploma in business, and now they're planning to change to a bachelor of business. If they're changing like lower to a higher, in that case, they don't need to work, they don't need to lodge a new visa. But from AQF level 7 to a below, then again, they have to lodge a new visa. These conditions will not applicable if you are changing from AQF level 10 to AQF level 9. Then you don't need to lodge a new visa. And rest of the condition, you have to lodge a new visa. If you have any questions, you can put it down in the comment sections. We are here and we will give you an answer on all your queries. No more questions. Thank you everyone for joining, and if you have any questions, if you want to book your consultation with our migration expert, you can reach out to our nearest branch and we are here and we will help you. Thank you so much everyone.
Thank you, everyone.